Most people spend their lives working hard, worrying about money, and never feel truly free. They trade every hour for a paycheck and wonder why they never get ahead. What if you could change that? What if the money you earn today could keep working for you tomorrow and the day after that? Imagine waking up knowing your savings, your investments, or even your skills are quietly creating more opportunities without you having to chase them constantly. That is the difference between living paycheck to paycheck and building real freedom. In this video, you'll learn how to see opportunities that others ignore, how to turn small daily actions into real wealth, and how to protect your time so you can focus on what truly matters. You'll discover ways to make your money, energy, and habits work together to create something that lasts long after you stop working. This isn't theory or luck. It's practical, actionable steps anyone can start applying today. If you want to finally stop trading time for money and start building assets that pay you forever, this video is the guide you cannot miss. Chapter 1: Recognize money patterns that quietly drain your energy daily. Recognize money patterns that quietly drain your energy daily. This is the first and most important step toward building assets that pay you forever. Most people never think about how their money behaves in their life. They earn, they spend, they save a little, and somehow by the end of the month, it is gone. Money is not just a number or a tool. Money is energy, and the way you treat it reflects the way you live your life. Every dollar that leaves your hands without purpose slowly chips away at your confidence, your peace of mind, and your ability to create freedom. If you want assets that pay you forever, you must first see how your current money habits are quietly draining your energy, your focus, and your potential. The first thing is awareness. Awareness is more than just knowing how much money you make. Awareness is about observing every action, every impulse, and every decision surrounding money. Watch how you spend. Watch how you think. Listen to how you talk about money with yourself and others. Do you spend mindlessly on things that do not contribute to your life or your future? Do you find yourself feeling guilty after purchases? Do you feel tension when paying bills or looking at your bank account? These are signals. These are whispers from your life showing you where your energy is leaking. Recognizing these patterns is not about blame. It is about understanding reality. You cannot change what you do not see, and you cannot grow what you do not nurture. Energy is tied to attention. Every dollar you spend or waste is a piece of your energy. That energy could be redirected to creating, building, or investing. Think about it. If you spend $10 a day on things that bring temporary pleasure but no lasting value, that is $70 a week, $300 a month, $3,600 a year. Over time, that is not just money lost, it is opportunity lost. It is hours of your life traded for things that do not serve you. Your energy, your focus, your time, and your money are connected. If one is leaking, the others follow. You must identify where those leaks are happening. Begin by examining daily spending habits. Notice the small purchases that feel automatic. The coffee here, the snack there, the subscription you forgot about, the impulse buys that make you feel good for a moment and empty afterward. These small decisions may seem insignificant, but they are a reflection of your habit. Habits are the building blocks of your life. The habits you allow today become the results you live with tomorrow. Each time you make a spending choice without thought, you train your brain to ignore long-term consequences. That habit creates a pattern, and patterns are powerful. They shape your financial reality. If you are serious about building assets that pay you forever, you must take control of these patterns. You must slow down. You must notice. Understanding patterns is also about understanding emotion. Money is rarely a rational experience. Most people spend when they feel anxious, bored, or pressured. They save when they feel guilty or fearful. This emotional roller coaster affects every financial decision. Recognizing the emotional triggers behind your spending is crucial. When you feel the urge to buy something, pause, ask yourself why. Are you filling a need, or are you trying to cover a feeling? Every time you become aware of this, you gain control over the flow of your money. Every time you resist a purchase that does not serve your long-term goals, you are redirecting your energy toward building something lasting. Your money becomes a tool for freedom, not a source of stress. Next, look at recurring expenses. These are the subscriptions, the automatic payments, the monthly commitments that quietly take from you without asking. Many people are surprised when they add them up. 50 here, 40 there, 30 for another service. These numbers do not seem large individually, but together, they are hundreds of dollars leaving your life each month. Hundreds of dollars that could be used to start an investment, to create a small side business, or to fund learning that will change your earning potential. Recognizing these patterns is a form of discipline. Discipline is the bridge between where you are now and the assets you want to build for the future. Discipline is not about restriction, it is about focus. Focus on where your energy goes. Debt is another energy drain. Debt is more than a number on paper. Debt is a weight on your shoulders. Debt is stress, anxiety and limitation. Recognizing patterns of debt requires honesty. Look at where your debt comes from. Is it from living beyond your means? Is it from choices that seemed necessary at the time but were avoidable? Understand how debt affects not just your bank account, but your mindset. Each payment is energy leaving your life. Every interest charge is money that could have been invested in something that grows, instead of leaving you. The first step toward building assets is seeing how debt drains your energy, and then committing to change it systematically. Another pattern to recognize is income leakage through poor planning. Many people earn a good salary, but by the time they pay bills, expenses and taxes, there is nothing left to invest. Life becomes a cycle of earning and spending with nothing staying in place. Recognizing these patterns means seeing where your money goes, where it is wasted, and where it could be redirected. It requires tracking every expense. It requires writing down goals and planning. It requires conscious choice instead of automatic behavior. Every time you plan, every time you redirect, every time you choose, you gain control. That control is energy. That control is freedom. That control is the first step to building assets that pay you forever. Recognizing patterns also includes understanding your mindset about money. Many people have hidden beliefs that block wealth. Some believe they are not capable of earning more. Some feel guilty about having money. Others fear losing it. These beliefs quietly drain energy. They create hesitation, indecision, and missed opportunities. Pay attention to your thoughts and feelings about money. When you see a negative belief, challenge it. Replace it with a thought that empowers action. Your mind is a powerful asset. How you treat money reflects how you treat yourself. If your mind is full of doubt, your money will flow away as easily as water through an open hand. If your mind is disciplined and focused, money will respond and begin to grow for you. Recognizing energy-draining money patterns also includes relationships. Money flows through connection. Friends, family, colleagues, and even social pressures can influence your spending and saving habits. Observe how the people around you affect your financial decisions. Are they supportive of growth, or do they encourage habits that drain your energy? Surrounding yourself with people who understand value, investment, and discipline reinforces good patterns. It reduces unnecessary energy loss. It creates an environment where building assets feels natural, not forced. Finally, recognize that awareness alone is not enough. Recognition must lead to action. It is one thing to see patterns that drain your energy. It is another to change them. Start with small steps. Reduce wasteful spending. Track every dollar. Set aside money for investments. Challenge limiting beliefs. Surround yourself with people who encourage growth. Every conscious choice strengthens your ability to create lasting assets. Every action compounds over time. Every day you maintain awareness and act wisely. You are building momentum toward a future where your assets pay you forever. Energy, focus, and money are intertwined. The patterns you recognize today determine the wealth you experience tomorrow. Start observing, understanding, and controlling how money moves in your life. Pay attention to emotional triggers, habitual spending, recurring expenses, debt, mindset, and social influence. See it, feel it, and take responsibility for it. This is the foundation of wealth that lasts. This is the first essential step in building assets that pay you forever. Without this awareness, every effort you make in investing, earning, or saving will be weaker, less focused, and less effective. Recognizing money patterns is not just a financial step, it is a personal transformation. It teaches patience, focus, responsibility, and clarity. It strengthens character. It builds confidence. It empowers decision-making. It teaches the value of delayed gratification. It encourages foresight. Every person who has built lasting wealth has done this first. They saw where energy was lost and took control. They replaced unconscious habits with conscious actions. They understood that money flows to those who understand it, respect it, and use it wisely. Begin today by observing, tracking, and analyzing your daily money patterns. Write down every expense. Note your emotional trigger. Identify recurring charges and small leaks. Reflect on beliefs that limit earning and saving. Evaluate relationships that influence financial choices. Commit to change patterns that drain energy. Every small step leads to bigger results. Over time, these conscious choices transform ordinary money habits into a powerful foundation for assets that will pay forever. Energy, awareness, and consistent action are the pillars of financial freedom. Recognizing money patterns is the doorway to these pillars. It is the first, most important step toward a life where money serves you rather than controls you. Take it seriously. Study it deeply. Treat it with respect. When patterns are recognized and changed, your energy increases, your confidence grows, and your life aligns with long-term wealth creation. Your money is a reflection of your energy, your habits, and your choices. Protect it, observe it, redirect it. Every conscious action compounds like interest on a deposit. Every day you recognize a draining pattern, you are reclaiming energy, focus, and freedom. Assets that pay forever are not built by chance. They are built by awareness, discipline, and consistent, intentional action. Recognize the patterns, change the habits, and your future will begin to change today. Chapter 2. Train your mind to spot opportunities others always ignore. Training your mind to spot opportunities that others ignore is one of the most powerful skills anyone can develop. The truth is, most people go through life seeing the same world, hearing the same information, and reacting in the same way. They miss what is right in front of them because they are not paying attention, because their minds are cluttered with doubt, fear, or routine. Opportunity does not always announce itself with a loud voice. It does not always come packaged neatly. Most opportunities are subtle. They are quiet. They require alertness, curiosity, and courage to notice. The first step in training your mind is understanding that opportunity is everywhere, but it is only captured by those who are ready to see it. Being ready to see opportunities means you must first open your eyes and your mind. Stop looking at the world through tired lenses of limitation. Stop thinking in terms of what is impossible or too difficult. Look at every situation and ask yourself, what can I do here that would create value? What problem can I solve that others have overlooked? Opportunities are often disguised as challenges, overlooked problems, or situations where most people feel discomfort. When you learn to welcome challenges as potential paths rather than obstacles, your mind begins to shift. You start seeing patterns and gaps that others simply walk past. This is where most people fail. They see a problem and avoid it. You see the same problem and recognize a potential solution that can become income, growth, or long-term assets. One of the keys to spotting opportunities is learning to observe carefully. Observation is more than just looking. It is noticing details that others ignore, paying attention to behavior, trends, and shifts. If you walk down a street, most people see the buildings, the cars, and the people walking. Someone trained to see opportunity notices where new businesses are opening, which stores are struggling, what services are missing. In life, this skill applies everywhere. At work, you can notice inefficiencies that, when solved, create advantage. In your community, you can see gaps that need solutions. Even in your personal life, you can spot ways to create value that benefit both you and others. Training your mind to notice details sharpens your ability to act when the right opportunity arises. Curiosity is another essential component. The curious mind asks questions, explores different angles, and refuses to accept the first explanation. People who are not curious accept what is presented to them and miss hidden opportunities. Curiosity requires humility, because you must admit you do not know everything. It requires courage, because you must explore areas others avoid. Ask questions like, why does this happen? What if this was done differently? How can I improve this? How can I create value where no one else sees it? These questions, repeated consistently, condition your mind to think in possibilities rather than limitations. The more you practice curiosity, the more opportunities will start to reveal themselves naturally. Another powerful principle is understanding patterns and connections. Opportunity often arises when you connect dots that seem unrelated. Most people see events, trends, and problems as separate things. Someone trained to spot opportunities looks for relationships between ideas, situations, and resources. For example, you might notice that a skill in one field can be applied in another industry that desperately needs it. You might see that a product in one market could solve a problem in a completely different market. These connections are invisible to the untrained mind because they require thinking beyond conventional boundaries. By practicing pattern recognition, you start to see the world as a network of possibilities, waiting for someone to step in. Risk perception is also crucial. Many people ignore opportunities because they see the risk and freeze. They focus on what could go wrong rather than what could go right. Training your mind does not mean ignoring risk. It means learning to assess it wisely. Understand the downside, but do not let fear dominate your decision-making. Every opportunity carries some form of risk, and every risk can be managed with thought and planning. By reframing risk as a necessary companion to growth rather than a barrier, you expand your ability to act decisively. People who seize opportunities are not reckless. They are aware, prepared, and willing to take calculated steps when others hesitate. Another way to train your mind is to expose it to new experiences and perspectives. People who only operate within their comfort zones rarely see opportunity. They recycle the same ideas and solutions over and over. By exploring new fields, meeting different people, learning new skills, and observing unfamiliar environments, your mind starts to recognize patterns and needs that others overlook. Travel, reading, networking, and listening to people from different backgrounds are all ways to broaden your perspective. The wider your awareness, the more likely you are to notice opportunities where others see nothing. Mindset plays a critical role in opportunity recognition. If you approach life expecting scarcity, your mind will confirm that expectation. You will see limits, obstacles, and competition everywhere. If you approach life expecting abundance, your mind looks for solutions, gaps, and possibility. Training your mind to spot opportunities requires cultivating a mindset that believes in growth, creativity, and resourcefulness. Daily affirmations, reflection, and focus on long-term vision help condition your thinking. Your thoughts create your perception, and your perception determines what you act upon. A mind trained to see abundance sees opportunities where others see problems. Timing and patience are part of the process. Some opportunities are obvious, others take time to develop. The trained mind does not rush, but also does not hesitate unnecessarily. It observes, gathers information, and acts decisively when the right moment appears. People who fail to notice opportunities often do so because they are impatient or distracted. Training your mind includes learning to wait, to watch, and to recognize the moment when action is most effective. Patience combined with attentiveness amplifies your ability to seize opportunities that are often invisible to the impatient eye. Another critical aspect is action. Seeing opportunities is not enough. The mind can recognize opportunities, but if no action follows, nothing changes. Training your mind includes training your behavior. When an opportunity appears, you must move. You must apply effort, creativity, and courage to convert that opportunity into tangible results. The difference between those who succeed and those who fail is often action. The trained mind does not hesitate when opportunity aligns with preparation. It moves, adjusts, and persists until results are achieved. Action completes the circle of opportunity recognition and turns potential into reality. You also need to observe where others are blind. Every opportunity comes from a gap, a neglected area, or a problem that most people avoid. Train yourself to notice where there is need, dissatisfaction, or inefficiency. These areas are often uncomfortable, overlooked, or ignored by the majority. While most people avoid these spaces, a trained mind steps in. It asks, how can I contribute value here? How can I create a solution that benefits others while also creating wealth or growth? Seeing what others ignore gives you a competitive advantage. The world is full of people repeating the same patterns. By learning to notice gaps, you position yourself to create something unique and lasting. Focus is essential in training the mind. Distraction clouds perception. Social media, noise, and routine activities occupy attention that could be spent analyzing, reflecting, and observing. A trained mind creates time for clarity. It sets aside moments to think, to observe, and to plan. It asks questions like, what is happening around me? Where is there opportunity? What am I noticing that others are missing? Focus allows the brain to filter the unnecessary and highlight the meaningful. Without focus, opportunities pass unnoticed because attention is scattered. Learning from others is another powerful tool. Observe those who consistently create results. Notice how they think, what they prioritize, and where they see opportunity. Mentorship, reading biographies, and studying success stories are not about copying others. They are about training your mind to recognize principles and patterns that consistently lead to results. The trained mind absorbs knowledge, filters it through personal experience, and applies it in new ways. Opportunities become more visible when your brain is conditioned to recognize patterns of success that others fail to see. Another important component is resilience. Not every opportunity works out. Sometimes what seems like a perfect chance leads to failure or disappointment. The trained mind sees these moments as lessons, not as reasons to stop looking. Resilience builds confidence and reinforces pattern recognition. Each attempt teaches the mind what to watch for, what to avoid, and what works. Over time, this experience becomes a rich source of insight that allows you to recognize opportunities faster and more accurately than others. Failure becomes a teacher, and the trained mind learns from it continuously. Visualization, and mental rehearsal enhance opportunity recognition. Imagine yourself noticing, acting, and benefiting from opportunities. See the world as a series of problems waiting to be solved. Practice mentally scanning your environment for gaps, needs, and trends. The mind that rehearses success becomes conditioned to notice opportunities in real life. This is not fantasy. It is training your brain to recognize patterns and act with confidence. The more you practice, the sharper your perception becomes, and the quicker you can act when the right moment arises. Finally, gratitude and attentiveness reinforce opportunity spotting. Being present and appreciating what you have creates clarity. A distracted, dissatisfied, or negative mind misses subtle possibilities. Focus on your surroundings, your resources, and the people around you. Notice small inefficiencies, unmet needs, and overlooked problems. Every observation is a clue, every interaction a potential opening. The trained mind constantly scans for value, evaluates possibilities, and prepares for action. Gratitude grounds you, and attentiveness sharpens your perception. Together they create a mental state where opportunities appear naturally. In conclusion, training your mind to spot opportunities others ignore requires awareness, observation, curiosity, pattern recognition, mindset, focus, resilience, and action. It requires seeing gaps where others see obstacles, noticing needs where others see nothing, and acting when others hesitate. It is a skill that grows with daily practice, reflection, and courage. The trained mind is constantly alert, constantly learning, and constantly prepared to create value. Opportunities that seem hidden to most become clear to those who have conditioned their thinking. The rewards of this discipline are immense. Opportunities turned into action become assets, growth, and freedom. By consistently practicing these habits, observing carefully, thinking differently, and acting decisively, anyone can train their mind to see what others cannot. This skill separates those who drift through life from those who create wealth, influence, and lasting impact. Every moment offers a chance to notice, learn, and act. Every choice to observe and respond shapes your future. Train your mind with intention, and the world will reveal opportunities that others overlook, waiting for you to step in, act, and benefit.
Chapter 3. Build small routines that slowly grow wealth every week. Building wealth does not happen overnight. It is not about sudden luck or instant windfalls. True wealth is created through consistent, small routines that compound over time. Every decision you make each day shapes your financial future, often in ways you cannot immediately see. Small routines may seem insignificant at first. Saving a few dollars, learning a skill for 15 minutes a day, reviewing expenses weekly, or setting aside a small portion of income may feel minor. But these small, consistent actions accumulate like a snowball rolling down a hill. Over weeks, months, and years, they grow into habits. Habits grow into momentum, and momentum creates lasting wealth. The key is patience, consistency, and focus. To build small routines that grow wealth, you first need clarity about your goals. Without a clear target, routines can become empty actions that do not lead anywhere. Decide what wealth means to you. Is it financial freedom, security, or the ability to pursue passions without worry? Once the goal is clear, you can design routines that directly support it. Each routine should have a purpose, a measurable result, and a time frame. For example, setting aside a fixed amount of money every week directly contributes to savings. Spending 15 minutes learning about investing gradually increases financial knowledge. Writing down expenses weekly builds awareness and control. Each routine is a small brick that forms the foundation of long-term financial stability. Consistency is the backbone of these routines. Wealth grows slowly because life is filled with distractions and challenges. Some weeks may feel unproductive or difficult, but the routines you maintain create invisible momentum. Small wins, when repeated, lead to big results. Saving $10 every week may feel small, but after 50 weeks it becomes $500. Learning 15 minutes each day may feel trivial, but after 50 weeks you have accumulated over 12 hours of focused knowledge. These small gains, repeated over time, shape your mindset, your skills, and your financial future. Wealth is not an event, it is a process, and small routines are the engine that drives it. Tracking is another essential part of building routines. You cannot improve what you do not measure. Track your savings, spending, learning, and investments regularly. Review them weekly. Notice patterns. Are you consistently following your routines, or are there gaps? Awareness of progress reinforces motivation and allows adjustment before habits derail. Tracking is not about judgment or shame. It is about understanding and refinement. Each review gives feedback to your mind and strengthens your commitment. A mind that sees progress, however small, is a mind that continues. Momentum feeds itself. Routines are most effective when they are specific and manageable. Large, overwhelming goals often lead to procrastination. Instead of deciding to get rich, focus on weekly routines that move you closer to that outcome. For example, read one financial article per day, save a fixed amount from each paycheck, invest a small sum in a diversified account, or reach out to one mentor each week for advice. Small, tangible actions remove resistance and build confidence. The mind responds positively to achievable routines. As you complete them, you feel a sense of accomplishment, which motivates further action. Confidence compounds alongside wealth. Building routines also requires flexibility. Life is unpredictable. Some weeks may bring unexpected challenges, expenses, or distractions. The key is not to abandon routines entirely, but to adapt them. If you cannot complete a task in full, do a portion. If you miss a week, resume immediately without guilt. Small routines are forgiving because they are cumulative. Every step counts. Each week, you invest in yourself and your future. You reinforce a pattern of discipline and growth. These small habits, repeated consistently, form a lifestyle that naturally creates wealth. Routines must engage both action and mindset. Saving money is one part, thinking strategically about your financial future is another. When you review your weekly finances, ask questions: how can I save more next week? Where can I reduce waste? What new opportunity can I explore to increase income? Combine practical steps with reflective thinking. Training your mind to consider both short-term and long-term impact strengthens your ability to make wise decisions. Small routines shape not only behavior, but also the thinking patterns that drive behavior. The mind and action work together to generate compounding results. The environment around you influences routines. Surround yourself with reminders of your goals. Place your savings jar where you can see it. Keep financial journals accessible. Schedule learning time on your calendar. Remove distractions that interfere with focus. The mind responds to structure and consistency. By designing an environment that supports small routines, you remove unnecessary friction and make it easier to follow through. Over time, the brain begins to associate these routines with progress and reward, reinforcing the habit loop. Leverage accountability to strengthen routines. Share your goals and routines with someone you trust, a friend, mentor, or family member. When someone else knows your commitments, you are more likely to follow through. Accountability does not have to be formal. Even casual conversations about progress build consistency. Human beings respond to social reinforcement. When others acknowledge your efforts, motivation increases. Weekly routines gain momentum when they are visible and supported, making it harder to ignore small, important actions that build wealth over time. Start with routines that provide immediate feedback. For example, tracking expenses weekly gives visible results that reinforce the habit. Saving a small amount each week is tangible and measurable. Learning a practical skill produces skills you can apply immediately. Immediate feedback strengthens habits by showing that action leads to reward. The mind craves evidence that effort produces results. Small routines provide this evidence consistently. Over time, these repeated confirmations build confidence, resilience, and trust in the process. The brain starts to expect progress, which reinforces consistent action. Routines also benefit from prioritization. Identify which routines have the highest long-term impact and focus on those first. Saving money, investing consistently, and building skills usually provide the greatest returns. Avoid filling your schedule with actions that are busy work rather than meaningful growth. Small routines work best when they are aligned with your core goals. Every routine should serve a purpose, contribute to progress, and reinforce your long-term vision. Doing less, but doing the right actions consistently leads to greater results than sporadic, unfocused effort. Reinforce routines with reward and reflection. Recognize small wins weekly. Celebrate completing a routine, no matter how small. This is not about indulgence, but about reinforcing positive behavior. Reflection allows you to notice what works, what can improve, and what feels aligned with your goals. When you acknowledge your efforts, you strengthen your commitment and reinforce neural pathways that support habit formation. Wealth is not just the accumulation of money, it is the cultivation of disciplined, consistent behaviors that create lasting results. Anticipate obstacles and plan for them. Life will always create moments where routines feel inconvenient or impossible. Unexpected expenses, busy schedules, or fatigue can interfere. When you anticipate these challenges, you reduce their impact, create backup routines, reduce resistance points, and adjust as needed. A small routine missed is not failure if it is resumed immediately. Training your mind to continue despite obstacles builds resilience. Each recovery strengthens habit formation and reinforces the mindset necessary for long-term wealth creation. The power of weekly routines is in their compounding effect. A small effort repeated consistently grows beyond expectation. This is why routine trumps occasional bursts of effort. Weekly routines establish rhythm, consistency, and predictability. Over time, the results become visible and undeniable. The process teaches patience, discipline, and strategic thinking. Wealth emerges naturally when small actions are repeated without fail. Momentum builds silently until it becomes unstoppable. Every week you continue, every habit you maintain, every small action you complete moves you closer to financial independence. Wealth is also about learning to value small progress. Many people are discouraged because results are not immediate. Weekly routines create small wins that over time amount to substantial change. Each week's effort is like planting seeds. Each week's small routine contributes to growth that will compound. The key is faith in the process. Faith in yourself. Trust that consistent effort, no matter how small, produces results. Avoid the temptation to skip routines because the results are not immediate. Wealth is a marathon, not a sprint, and small weekly routines are the engine that drives you forward. Finally, routines create freedom. By embedding wealth-building habits into your weekly schedule, you automate progress. Your life becomes structured in a way that money grows without constant effort or stress. Discipline becomes second nature. Saving, investing, and learning become habitual. Your mind focuses on growth rather than survival. Small routines, repeated over weeks, lead to lifestyle transformation. Wealth is no longer a dream, but a predictable outcome of consistent action. The future becomes more certain. The stress of financial instability diminishes. You gain control, confidence, and freedom. By committing to small routines that grow wealth every week, you take control of your financial destiny. Each action, no matter how minor it seems, contributes to long-term success. Repetition strengthens the mind, builds confidence, and cultivates discipline. Tracking, reflecting, adjusting, and celebrating reinforce these habits. Environment, accountability, and prioritization enhance follow-through. Challenges become opportunities to strengthen commitment, rather than obstacles. Over time, the routines become automatic, compounding into wealth, freedom, and long-term security. The path to wealth is not in grand gestures, but in the daily, consistent, focused steps you take without fail. Wealth built through weekly routines is sustainable. It grows quietly, steadily, and predictably. It transforms not only your financial situation, but also your mindset, discipline, and confidence. Every habit you build contributes to a foundation that lasts a lifetime. The secret is not in rare or extraordinary effort. The secret is in repetition, consistency, and mindful action. Small routines practiced faithfully will change your life more than any sudden opportunity or windfall ever could. The key is to start today, commit to consistency, and trust the process. Every week matters, every routine counts, and over time, wealth becomes inevitable.
Chapter 4. Focus on skills that make you indispensable and valuable. Focusing on skills that make you indispensable and valuable is one of the most important decisions you can make in your life. The world is constantly changing, and people who are replaceable are the first to struggle. When you develop skills that others cannot easily replicate, you create security, opportunity, and influence. Being valuable is not about being busy or doing more tasks. It is about becoming someone people rely on because of what you know and what you can do. Skills are not just tools for earning money. They are the foundation of independence, confidence, and freedom. The more capable you are, the more doors open for you in life. The first step is understanding what makes a skill valuable. Valuable skills solve problems, save time, create results, or improve the lives of others. Skills that are in high demand are those that others cannot do easily or that require consistent effort to master. It is not about popularity, it is about usefulness. Ask yourself, what do people need that I can provide? What knowledge, talent, or ability will make me stand out? Focus on skills that will serve you and others for years, not just what seems trendy or easy today. To become indispensable, commit to mastery rather than mediocrity. Many people settle for being competent or adequate, but being merely average does not create security or influence. Excellence requires deliberate practice, time, and patience. Identify the skills you want to master and allocate consistent time to improve them every day or week. Even small daily investments compound into significant ability over months and years. When you consistently improve, your reputation grows, and people begin to seek you out because of what you bring to the table. Mastery is not flashy. It is consistent effort and persistent focus. Learning valuable skills is also about adaptability. The world changes quickly, and skills that are indispensable today may evolve tomorrow. The most valuable individuals are those who can learn continuously, apply knowledge in different situations, and remain relevant regardless of trends. Commit to learning throughout life. Read, practice, take courses, seek mentors, and experiment. Every new skill builds flexibility, and every skill adds to your capacity to create value. The mind that embraces learning becomes more alert, creative, and prepared for opportunities that others overlook. Observation is a critical tool in identifying which skills to develop. Watch people who are successful in areas you admire. Notice what they do that makes them stand out. What skills do they possess that others lack? Analyze how those skills contribute to results and influence. By observing carefully, you gain insight into which skills have real-world impact and which are less meaningful. Combine observation with reflection. Ask yourself how you can adapt these skills to your unique strengths and circumstances.
Doing this transforms inspiration into practical action. Discipline is central to developing valuable skills. Talent alone is rarely enough. Many people have potential but lack the focus to cultivate it. Discipline means showing up consistently, practicing even when motivation is low, and pushing through obstacles. Set a schedule for skill development and honor it. Treat it as a priority. Over time, disciplined practice leads to competence. Competence leads to confidence, and confidence positions you as someone others cannot replace. The more effort you invest in developing skills, the more your value multiplies exponentially. Understanding the difference between rare and common skills helps focus your energy. Some abilities are easy to learn and widely available, while others require effort, creativity, and persistence. Invest in skills that are scarce, but in demand. These skills give you leverage. They make you stand out in the workplace, your community, or in business. They create options and freedom. Skills like communication, problem solving, negotiation, leadership, technical expertise, and emotional intelligence often provide the highest return. The more rare and applicable the skill, the more indispensable you become. Practice deliberate improvement. Skills grow not through random effort, but through focused, intentional work. Break down each skill into components and work on each part systematically. Seek feedback and make adjustments. Challenge yourself with progressively harder tasks. The mind learns best when pushed slightly beyond comfort. The body and hands improve through repetition and refinement. Deliberate practice builds proficiency quickly, while aimless practice yields slow, inconsistent results. By focusing on improvement instead of just completion, your abilities become sharper, more reliable, and more respected. Combine skills to increase value. One skill alone may make you competent, but multiple complementary skills make you exceptional. For example, technical knowledge combined with communication ability allows you to teach, lead, or influence others. Creativity combined with organization turns ideas into tangible results. When you stack skills strategically, your value grows faster than linearly. People notice those who can do more with less effort because they bring versatility and problem-solving capacity. Building multiple, complementary skills positions you as irreplaceable and multiplies your opportunities. Mentorship accelerates skill development. Learning alone is slower and more uncertain. Seek guidance from those who have mastered what you want to learn. A mentor can point out blind spots, provide practical tips, and challenge your assumptions. Listen carefully, apply lessons, and refine your approach. The mentor's experience becomes a shortcut to competence and a guide for avoiding common mistakes. Learning from someone else's journey saves time, energy, and resources while sharpening your ability to develop skills that truly matter. Real-world application is where value becomes tangible. Skills are meaningless if they are not used to produce results. Take what you learn and apply it consistently. Solve problems, create solutions, and help others achieve goals using your skills. Action cements learning, builds confidence, and demonstrates value to the world. People respect ability that produces results, not just theoretical knowledge. The more you apply your skills in meaningful ways, the more indispensable you become. Skills are living tools. They grow when used and shrink when ignored. Resilience is a necessary companion to skill building. You will make mistakes, fail, and face rejection. These experiences are not signs of weakness, but opportunities for refinement. A person who persists in improving skills despite setbacks gains experience, credibility, and strength. Each challenge provides data for better performance. Resilience keeps you moving forward while others may quit or settle. It reinforces your reputation as reliable, capable, and committed. Those who continue developing skills in the face of difficulty often become the most valued individuals in any setting. Focus on long-term impact rather than short-term recognition. Valuable skills are rarely rewarded immediately. Mastery and influence grow gradually. If you pursue quick results, you may choose easy skills that are abundant and offer little real leverage. Commit to deep, meaningful abilities that create lasting influence, income, and options. The value of your skills is measured over years, not days. Daily, consistent effort in building essential capabilities compounds into outcomes that others cannot replicate. Patience, persistence, and foresight are required to achieve the highest level of indispensability. Networking enhances the application of your skills. Being capable is important, but people must know your value. Share your abilities, help others, and contribute meaningful. Opportunities expand when your skills are visible and recognized. Relationships built on mutual respect and demonstrated ability amplify your impact. Skills alone are powerful, but combined with trust and visibility, they make you irreplaceable. Strategic connections allow your abilities to reach more people and create more influence, wealth, and opportunity. Evaluate which skills produce the most leverage. Some skills create immediate results. Others create long-term influence. Identify abilities that impact multiple areas of your life or work simultaneously. Leverage maximizes the effect of your effort, making you more valuable while using time efficiently. The goal is not just to be competent, but to maximize the return on your personal investment in skills. Focus energy where it produces the greatest advantage, and your value grows faster than effort alone could achieve. Reflection enhances skill growth. Regularly review progress. Ask yourself, what have I learned? What can I improve? Where am I falling short? Reflection allows conscious adjustment and prevents stagnation. It strengthens insight, clarifies priorities, and deepens understanding. A person who reflects consistently develops skills faster and more thoroughly than someone who simply repeats action. The mind that evaluates its own performance becomes sharper, more efficient, and more prepared for opportunity. Reflection transforms effort into strategic growth. Confidence emerges naturally from skill mastery. People respect those who know their craft and can produce results reliably. Confidence is not arrogance. It is the quiet assurance that you can handle challenges and deliver value. The more you develop skills, the more self-assured you become, and the more others seek your contribution. Indispensable individuals combine competence, reliability, and confidence to create influence and opportunity. Skills become the foundation of trust, authority, and respect in every context. Commitment to continuous learning ensures your value never diminishes. Skills evolve, industries change, and new challenges emerge. A person who stops learning risks becoming replaceable. Lifelong commitment to improvement, exploration, and adaptation keeps you indispensable. Training your mind, practicing deliberately, applying knowledge, and seeking feedback create a cycle of perpetual growth. The more you invest in yourself, the harder it is for anyone to replace you. This commitment ensures your relevance, resilience, and opportunity for the rest of your life. Being valuable is also about generosity in applying skills. Help others, share knowledge, and provide solutions. When your skills benefit others, you build trust, loyalty, and reputation. Influence grows, and new opportunities arise naturally. Indispensable people combine ability with impact. They are not only capable but also useful and reliable. Skills without application and contribution remain untapped potential. The more you use your abilities to solve problems, the more indispensable you become in the eyes of others. Finally, building indispensable skills transforms your life beyond finances. It creates confidence, freedom, options, and purpose. It positions you to navigate uncertainty, overcome obstacles, and create opportunity. Skills are not just for survival. They are the engine for influence, freedom, and meaningful achievement. By focusing on abilities that make you valuable, you control your future, attract opportunities, and command respect. The effort invested in skill development pays dividends for a lifetime, shaping your personal and professional life in ways that passive effort cannot achieve.
Chapter 5. Transform everyday spending into smart investments that last forever. Transforming everyday spending into smart investments is one of the most powerful habits anyone can develop. Most people live paycheck to paycheck, spending money without thinking, reacting to impulses, advertising, or social pressure.
Money slips through their fingers because they treat every dollar as disposable, temporary, and unimportant. But what if the way you spend each day could be changed to create long-term value? What if every purchase, every payment, and every choice about money became a step toward building lasting wealth? This is not about depriving yourself or living a life of scarcity. It is about understanding the difference between consumption and creation, between short-term pleasure and long-term impact. The first step is awareness. Observe how you spend money daily. Track every purchase for at least a few weeks. Do not judge, do not rationalize, simply observe. Notice patterns. Which expenditures bring you lasting value? Which give temporary satisfaction and disappear quickly? Many small expenses that seem harmless, such as frequent dining out, impulsive shopping, or subscription services, add up over time. They may seem minor individually, but collectively they drain your financial energy. Awareness is the foundation for transformation. You cannot turn spending into investment until you understand exactly how your money flows. Next, evaluate the value of every expense. Ask yourself, does this purchase provide long-term benefit, skill, or opportunity? Does it contribute to my growth, my stability, or my future? If the answer is no, reconsider. Not all spending is bad, some is necessary and even beneficial, but conscious evaluation allows you to make intentional choices. By shifting perspective, you begin to treat money as a tool for creation rather than just consumption. Every decision becomes a deliberate step toward building wealth. Money gains purpose when it is aligned with long-term goals rather than fleeting desires. Transforming spending into investments requires prioritization. Many people spend on things they do not value most, while neglecting areas with higher return. For instance, instead of spending on unnecessary items, allocate funds to education, skill building, or tools that increase earning potential. Instead of impulse purchases, direct money toward investments that generate passive income. Prioritization means deciding which areas deserve attention and resources, and then committing to them consistently. Every dollar invested wisely compounds over time, while dollars spent thoughtlessly are gone forever. The mindset shift is crucial. See money not as something to be spent, but as energy that can work for you. Each dollar has potential. You can spend it, or you can plant it in something that grows. Habits that treat spending as opportunity transform life. Begin small. Instead of buying a luxury item you will forget tomorrow, invest that money into knowledge, a course, or even a small fund that produces returns. Over time, these small, deliberate investments surpass the temporary thrill of ordinary spending. Every day presents a choice: consume today or invest for tomorrow. Choosing wisely multiplies wealth silently and steadily. Everyday spending can be transformed by applying 3 strategies: reallocation, reflection, and consistency. Reallocation means redirecting money from low-value purchases to high-value investments. Reflection means asking questions before spending. Does this move me closer to financial independence? Does it teach, build, or preserve value? Consistency means practicing these choices repeatedly until they become habitual. When repeated daily, small adjustments grow into a system that generates ongoing financial benefits. Even minor changes, when applied continuously, can create massive results over months and years. Education is a critical form of investment, hidden within spending. Many people pay for items that entertain or distract, but every dollar spent on learning compounds exponentially. Books, courses, seminars, or mentorship provide knowledge and skills that last a lifetime. Investing in education is not immediate gratification, it is the currency of long-term independence. Every hour you dedicate to learning increases your capacity to earn, create and manage resources. These purchases, unlike ordinary spending, return value over decades rather than hours or days. Education transforms your mind, which is the most powerful investment vehicle available. Tools and resources that enhance productivity are another way to transform spending. Investing in a quality laptop, software or equipment may seem expensive now, but saves time and increases results in the long run. Time is one of the most valuable resources. Every tool that allows you to accomplish more efficiently is a small investment with large potential return. When you begin to think of spending in terms of utility, effectiveness, and long-term value, the way you use money changes fundamentally. Money begins to serve your goals instead of distracting from them. Daily habits are equally important. Avoid spending impulsively on things that vanish in hours or days. Delay purchases for 24 or 48 hours and ask whether the money could be used better elsewhere. Small habits like cooking meals at home, using public resources, or finding free learning opportunities can free significant funds for investment. These routines train your mind to prioritize value over convenience. Over time, minor sacrifices become habits that protect and grow wealth naturally. The discipline developed in everyday decisions translates into broader financial intelligence. Leverage compounding in every spending decision. Compounding is not limited to financial accounts. It applies to skills, knowledge, relationships, and investment. If you redirect small, consistent amounts into savings or investment accounts, over time they grow exponentially. Even minor daily adjustments, repeated consistently, create a compounding effect. This is the difference between spending that disappears and spending that builds. Every intentional purchase aimed at growth multiplies over time, and the effect becomes stronger with patience and persistence. Opportunity recognition plays a role in spending decisions. Often people overlook chances to use their money for growth. Investing in a promising business, contributing to a fund, or funding a personal project may seem risky, but calculated action turns spending into a future return. The key is to observe, analyze, and act with informed intention. Money left idle or used thoughtlessly produces no result. Money deployed strategically builds assets that continue generating value long after the initial decision. Accountability strengthens this transformation. Share goals with someone who understands the importance of investing rather than consuming. Discuss choices, review progress, and celebrate successes. When decisions are visible to another person, commitment grows. Accountability prevents unconscious spending habits from derailing long-term plans. It reinforces intentionality, discipline, and mindfulness, ensuring money is directed toward growth rather than fleeting pleasure. Every habit reinforced socially becomes stronger and more permanent. Regular reflection solidifies progress. Weekly, review all expenditures and assess their alignment with long-term goals. Ask which purchases contributed to growth and which did not. Make adjustments accordingly. Reflection builds awareness, strengthens judgment, and improves decision-making over time. The mind becomes trained to differentiate between spending and investing automatically. Reflection is the practice that turns conscious choices into a long-term strategy. Transforming everyday spending into smart investments also includes building buffers for security. Avoid unnecessary debt and maintain emergency funds. These steps allow you to invest with confidence rather than fear. Money that is available and allocated wisely gives freedom to seize opportunities without panic. Every expense considered carefully adds stability and increases the potential for long-term gains. Thoughtful management of resources ensures that investment decisions are not compromised by stress or lack of preparation. Mindset is critical. Train yourself to see money as a tool for creating options, freedom, and security. Each decision about spending is a small vote for the life you want. Small daily decisions shape the trajectory of your financial future. By consistently transforming everyday spending into investments, you align immediate actions with long-term aspirations. Wealth is the natural outcome of disciplined choices repeated over time. Small everyday investments in relationships, skills, and tools amplify results. Spending on connections that expand opportunities, education that increases capacity, or tools that save time multiplies value beyond immediate financial returns. Wealth is not just money, it is the ability to act, influence, and create continuous. Every decision about where to allocate money should consider long-term returns, not temporary gratification. This perspective changes the way you interact with every financial choice, giving it intention and purpose. Everyday spending transformed into investment creates freedom over time. Small deliberate purchases that prioritize growth over consumption accumulate into independence. The freedom comes not from chance, but from repeated, mindful decisions. Every meal cooked at home, every book purchased for learning, every small investment contributes to this freedom. The more intentional your spending, the faster your wealth builds. Every choice becomes a step toward assets that will serve you indefinitely. Discipline compounds alongside money. The habit of evaluating purchases, delaying gratification, and redirecting funds to investments strengthens character. Financial decisions are inseparable from personal growth. Every mindful action reinforces patience, foresight, and judgment. These qualities increase your ability to see opportunity, take risks wisely, and persist despite setbacks. Over time, the habits developed around everyday spending translate into a mindset of abundance and long-term focus. In conclusion, transforming everyday spending into smart investments requires awareness, evaluation, prioritization, and discipline. Each dollar spent can either vanish or grow into lasting wealth depending on intention. By observing patterns, reflecting on value, delaying gratification, leveraging compounding, and aligning choices with long-term goals, you turn ordinary actions into extraordinary results. Daily habits, small investments, and strategic allocation create momentum that continues long after individual decisions are made. Wealth grows quietly, steadily, and predictably for those who choose intentional spending over impulsive consumption. When you consistently treat money as a tool, your financial behavior transforms. Everyday choices become building blocks for lasting independence. Skills, knowledge, and resources are amplified through conscious investment. The mind trained to see opportunity in spending naturally prioritizes growth. Every week, every month, every year, these actions accumulate. Ordinary money turns into extraordinary assets. The discipline learned in transforming spending transfers into every aspect of life, strengthening character, judgment, and resilience. The path to wealth is constructed one deliberate financial decision at a time, and by transforming everyday spending, you lay the foundation for assets that truly last forever.
Chapter 6. Design systems that make money work while you relax. Designing systems that make money work while you relax is one of the most powerful steps toward financial freedom. Most people trade time directly for money, believing that earning more requires working longer hours, sacrificing rest, and constantly being busy. This mindset traps people in a cycle where effort dictates income, leaving little room for creativity, growth, or freedom. The reality is that money can work for you if you create the right systems. Systems are structured processes that generate results repeatedly without requiring constant attention. They allow you to step back, relax, and let your planning, strategy, and resources do the work. The first step in designing systems is understanding that income can be decoupled from effort. Passive income, recurring revenue, and automated processes are examples of this principle in action.
You must think strategically about your resources, time and skills. Every action you take should be evaluated in terms of whether it can be repeated or automated. Systems are not magical. They are deliberate arrangements of effort, planning and resources that continue producing results once they are in place. The mind trained to see systems sees opportunities to replace constant effort with structured leverage. Start by analyzing your current financial habits and identifying repetitive tasks. Are there processes in your work, business or investments that you perform manually every day? Which of these can be streamlined, automated or delegated? The goal is to free your time while maintaining or increasing output. Automation can take many forms. It might be recurring payments that invest money automatically, automated sales funnels in business, delegating tasks to others who can execute efficiently. Systems allow your money and efforts to continue generating results while you focus on higher priorities or simply rest. Understanding leverage is central to building effective systems. Leverage is using resources, tools, and people to amplify results. Instead of trading hours for dollars, you align multiple components so that one action produces multiple outcomes. For example, creating a digital product that sells repeatedly online generates revenue without your presence. Investing in dividend-paying stocks produces regular income with minimal active involvement. Leverage requires careful planning, initial effort, and strategic thinking, but once established, it creates freedom, security, and ongoing returns. Start small and scale gradually. Systems can become complex if attempted all at once. Begin with one area of your finances or work. Identify a process that can be automated or repeated reliably. Set it up and observe results. Learn from the initial experience, refine processes, and gradually expand. Small systems compounded over time can core your financial life. They provide proof of concept, confidence, and a foundation upon which larger systems can be built. Each small success builds momentum and teaches practical lessons about efficiency, risk management, and opportunity. Track and measure every system. A system that is not monitored is prone to failure. Determine key metrics that indicate performance, efficiency, and profitability. Review results regularly and adjust parameters as needed. This is not micromanagement, it is awareness and improvement. Systems are living structures that require occasional fine-tuning. The more precise and attentive you are, the more reliable and productive the system becomes. Metrics provide feedback and help you understand what works, what needs adjustment, and what can be scaled further. Investing in education and tools accelerates system building. Learning about automation, financial tools, digital platforms, and efficient processes increases the range of options for creating income-generating systems. Tools reduce manual effort, minimize errors, and increase efficiency. Education provides the knowledge to identify opportunities and implement solutions correctly. Together they amplify your ability to create structures that generate money while you focus on relaxation, strategy, or higher value activities. Systems built on knowledge are more robust and adaptable. Delegation is an essential component. One person cannot do everything efficiently. Identify tasks that others can perform effectively and delegate accordingly. Delegation multiplies productivity and frees mental bandwidth for strategic thinking. Trust is critical. Hire or partner with competent individuals and create clear processes so that tasks are executed consistently. Delegation is not abdication, it is amplifying your efforts through others while maintaining oversight and accountability. A well-designed system leverages the skill and effort of others to generate results without constant personal involvement. Recurring investments are another form of system. Instead of sporadic financial actions, establish recurring contributions to investment accounts, retirement funds, or savings plans. These automated investments build wealth steadily, without requiring constant attention. Small, consistent allocations accumulate over time, compounding into significant assets. Systems turn financial discipline into habit. By structuring investments as recurring actions, you eliminate reliance on willpower, reduce stress, and ensure progress continues even when life is busy or unpredictable. Prioritize systems that produce multiple benefits. Look for opportunities where one action creates several outcomes. For instance, investing in education improves knowledge, skills, and earning potential simultaneously. Launching a business with automated sales channels generates income, builds reputation, and creates assets that can be sold or leveraged. Systems that produce compounding results are the most valuable. They create ongoing benefits without requiring proportional effort, making your money, time, and energy work together to achieve maximum output. Consistency is the secret ingredient. A system does not produce results if it is neglected or ignored. Once a system is established, maintain it regularly. Check performance, address small issues before they escalate, and ensure that processes run smoothly. Consistent maintenance prevents failure and ensures long-term effectiveness. Systems require attention, but not the intensity of direct labor. Regular, focused oversight allows you to enjoy freedom while maintaining productivity. Anticipate obstacles and plan for contingencies. No system is perfect. External factors, market changes, or unexpected events can disrupt processes. Design flexibility into your systems to handle change. Diversify income streams, build emergency buffers, and create protocols for adjustment. Planning ensures that your systems continue producing results even in uncertain circumstances. By preparing for variability, you reduce stress, maintain consistency, and ensure that the flow of money continues uninterrupted. Systems also require mindset adjustment. Many people are uncomfortable with automation, delegation, or investing because they feel the need to control every detail. Freedom comes from trust, planning, and thoughtful design. Train your mind to see systems as a tool, not a threat. Systems allow you to step back, focus on higher-level strategies, and use your time efficiently. The more comfortable you become with structured processes, the more you can multiply results without personal strain. Leverage technology wherever possible. Modern tools, apps, and software can automate tasks, track progress, and generate revenue with minimal intervention. From financial apps to online business platforms, technology extends your reach and efficiency. Embrace it, learn it, and integrate it into your system. Tools amplify your ability to create consistent results while minimizing manual effort. When used strategically, technology is a multiplier that turns simple processes into reliable, ongoing sources of income. The goal of system design is freedom. Financial systems allow you to earn, save, and grow money without constant attention. They create space for creativity, relaxation, and strategic thinking. Systems turn repeated effort into ongoing results, turning small investments of time, money, or skill into lasting assets. This freedom allows you to focus on higher priorities, pursue personal growth, and enjoy life without the constant stress of trading hours for income. Review and refine systems regularly. What works today may need adjustment tomorrow. Market conditions, personal goals, and lifestyle changes require updates. Systems are not static. They are evolving structures that grow with your knowledge, experience, and resources. Regular reflection and refinement enhance reliability, efficiency, and output. A well-maintained system adapts to changing conditions and continues to produce results consistently over time. Start with one area and expand gradually. Focus on one process, one income stream, or one automated task first. Perfect it, observe results, and refine it. Once the initial system is stable, replicate principles in other areas. Gradual expansion ensures sustainability and reduces risk. Attempting too many systems at once leads to confusion, mistakes, and burnout. Small, consistent implementation builds confidence, experience, and a foundation for larger, more complex systems in the future. Leverage knowledge and networks. Systems do not operate in isolation. Use advisors, mentors, or colleagues to identify opportunities, validate ideas, and ensure processes are effective. Sharing insights and collaborating improves design and reduces trial and error. A well-informed system incorporates diverse perspectives and becomes more robust, reliable, and productive. Collaboration enhances results without requiring proportional personal effort, allowing systems to generate more value efficiently. Finally, the transformation begins with intentionality. Every system you design requires clear goals, thoughtful planning, and purposeful implementation. Money works for you only when decisions are deliberate and informed. Impulse, randomness, and lack of structure lead to wasted resources and effort. Designing systems is an act of discipline, foresight, and commitment. By investing energy in thoughtful design, you create mechanisms that generate wealth, freedom, and stability. Your money moves on its own while you focus on growth, family, and personal fulfillment. When systems are aligned with long-term goals, they compound over time. A small automated investment grows, an efficient process continues producing results, and delegated tasks maintain output without requiring your constant presence. These systems build momentum silently and steadily. Over years, small daily decisions become assets, creating financial security and independence. Freedom is achieved when money works for you instead of you working for money. Systems allow life to become abundant, balanced, and intentional. By consistently designing, implementing, and maintaining systems, you turn daily effort into ongoing rewards. Your time, skills, and resources generate value without constant attention. The initial investment in planning, automation, and discipline pays off indefinitely. Money becomes a tool that moves in alignment with your goals, while you focus on personal growth, relationships, and enjoyment. Systems transform your financial life from labor-dependent to results-driven, allowing relaxation and freedom without sacrificing productivity.
Chapter 7. Guard your time and energy to protect future earnings. Guarding your time and energy is one of the most overlooked and powerful strategies for protecting your future earnings. Many people spend their lives reacting to demands, distractions, and other people's priorities, believing that being busy equates to being productive. They sacrifice their energy, focus, and personal resources for tasks that add little value, often leaving themselves exhausted and less capable of pursuing meaningful opportunities. The truth is that your time and energy are the most valuable assets you have. Unlike money, they cannot be replenished. How you manage these resources today directly impacts your capacity to earn tomorrow. Protecting them is not selfish, it is strategic. The first step is awareness. Observe how you spend each day, every hour, and every moment. Notice where your energy goes. Are you investing it in tasks that build skill, generate income, or improve your life? Or is it dissipated on distractions, unnecessary obligations, and things that drain without return? Time spent on low-value activities diminishes your future potential. Awareness allows you to identify where your energy is lost and where it can be redirected toward higher-value pursuits. Guarding time begins with knowing how it is spent. Learn to set boundaries. People who cannot say no often find their energy consumed by others' priorities rather than their own. Boundaries are not about rejecting people, they are about prioritizing what matters most. Every yes to something trivial is a no to something significant. Protect your focus, your attention, and your schedule. By establishing limits, you ensure that your energy is spent on activities that create results. Boundaries are the first line of defense in guarding both time and future earning potential. Prioritize tasks that have the highest impact. Not every activity produces equal results. Identify the tasks that contribute most to your long-term goals, income potential, and personal growth. Spend the majority of your energy on these high-value actions. The rest can be delegated, minimized, or eliminated. Focused effort multiplies results far more than scattered effort. By concentrating on what truly matters, you amplify the return on your energy and ensure that your time produces sustainable outcomes rather than temporary busyness. Protect your energy by managing inputs. Just as you budget money, budget your physical, mental, and emotional energy. Poor sleep, unhealthy food, constant digital stimulation, and negative influences drain energy without producing value. Protecting energy means investing in health, mindset, and focus. A well-rested, mentally alert, and emotionally balanced individual can accomplish far more than someone constantly drained. Guarding energy is a proactive approach to maintaining capacity for high-value work. Your energy is the fuel for action, and without it, future earnings diminish. Develop routines that reinforce protection of time and energy. Structured habits create efficiency and reduce wasted effort. A morning routine that includes planning, reflection, and goal setting ensures that your day is purposeful. Regular breaks prevent burnout and sustain productivity. Routines establish a rhythm that conserves energy while maximizing output. The more intentional your day, the less your time and energy are lost to distraction or indecision. Protecting your future earnings starts with disciplined habits in the present. Eliminate distractions aggressively. Notifications, unnecessary meetings, social media, and unimportant interruptions consume attention and reduce focus. Every distraction breaks momentum and fragments energy, making it harder to complete high-value tasks. Protecting time means creating environments conducive to focus. Turn off alerts, set specific times for communication, and establish quiet spaces for deep work. Your energy and focus are limited. Every hour spent fragmented is a missed opportunity to build future wealth and skill. Delegate and outsource where possible. You cannot do everything yourself. Delegating low-value tasks allows you to focus on work that has significant impact. Outsourcing routine chores, administrative tasks, or technical work frees mental space for higher-level thinking and action. Guarding your energy is not about avoidance. It is about strategic allocation. The more energy you reserve for important, skill-enhancing or revenue-generating work, the more your capacity to earn and grow increases. Be intentional with commitments. Every project, meeting, or opportunity requires energy. Not all are worth your time. Evaluate commitments through the lens of long-term value. Ask yourself if a task aligns with your goals, growth, or financial potential. Avoid being pulled into activities that serve others more than yourself. Intentional commitment preserves focus and energy, ensuring that your efforts generate meaningful results. Saying no strategically is as important as saying yes to the right opportunities. Guarding time also means protecting mental and emotional focus. Negative people, stressful environments, and draining relationships consume energy without producing benefit. Surround yourself with supportive, motivated, and positive individuals. Engage with environments that energize rather than deplete. Emotional and mental energy are critical resources for problem-solving, creativity, and strategic thinking. When these are protected, you maintain capacity to identify opportunities, create solutions, and maximize income potential. Learn to batch tasks and create efficiency. Group similar tasks together, focus on them at designated times, and avoid constant task switching. Each switch of attention consumes cognitive energy, reducing overall productivity. Systems that consolidate effort allow your energy to flow efficiently toward results. Batching,
combined with prioritization and discipline, ensures that every unit of energy produces maximum return. Protecting energy is not just about what you avoid, but also about how you organize what you do. Use energy strategically for growth activities. Not all work is created equal. Learning new skills, investing wisely, networking effectively, and creating intellectual property produce compounding returns. Guarding time and energy means channeling your best moments into tasks that expand capacity, influence, and earnings. Avoid expending your prime energy on trivial tasks. Invest it in actions that increase future opportunities and income streams. Your energy is a limited resource. Strategic deployment multiplies impact exponentially. Rest and recovery are essential. Productivity is not about non-stop action, it is about sustainable energy. Without recovery, focus, creativity, and performance decline. Guarding your energy includes scheduling downtime, sleep, and mental relaxation. Recovery replenishes focus, improves decision-making, and ensures consistency in high-value work. Long-term earnings depend on sustainable action. Burnout is the enemy of future potential, and disciplined rest is a necessary part of protecting your earning capacity. Track and reflect on energy use. Just as you monitor finances, observe how energy is spent daily. Identify patterns of depletion and times of peak productivity. Adjust routines, tasks, and schedules to align with natural energy levels. Reflection ensures that your efforts are not wasted and that high-value activities receive priority. By actively managing energy, you create a framework where each day contributes to long-term goals rather than merely responding to demands. Guarding your time and energy also involves technology management. Limit mindless scrolling, unnecessary notifications, and constant digital engagement. Technology should serve your goals, not drain focus. Use tools to automate or simplify tasks rather than distract. Digital discipline preserves attention for meaningful work and protects mental clarity. Every decision about digital consumption should consider long-term impact on focus, productivity, and capacity to earn. Learn to say no gracefully but firmly. Many people fear rejection or disappointment, so they accept obligations that drain time and energy. Protecting your resources means understanding that refusal is not failure. It is strategic preservation. Each refusal frees capacity for tasks that build skills, generate income, and produce lasting results. Saying no is a skill that safeguards your future while respecting your own priority. Every no today is an investment in opportunities tomorrow. Energy management includes emotional regulation. Reacting impulsively, giving in to frustration, or overcommitting emotionally consumes mental bandwidth. Practice mindfulness, emotional awareness, and calm decision-making. Emotional discipline preserves energy for strategic, high-impact actions. When you remain composed, focused, and intentional, your decisions about earning, investing, and creating are sharper. Guarding your emotional energy directly protects your ability to generate consistent, sustainable income. Plan downtime strategically. Protecting time does not mean constant work. Schedule blocks for deep focus, as well as periods for reflection, planning, and rest. Balanced energy allocation ensures that high-value work is done efficiently while preventing fatigue. Downtime is not wasted. It is the preparation for higher performance and better decision-making. Every period of focused rest enhances long-term productivity and earnings potential. Guarding time and energy is also about avoiding multitasking. Focusing on one high-value task at a time produces better results than spreading attention across multiple activities. Single tasking allows deeper engagement, higher quality output, and more efficient completion. Energy is preserved when mental effort is concentrated rather than fragmented. Focused work ensures that every hour produces the maximum possible benefit, protecting both immediate and future income streams. Strategically protect your time from trivial obligations. Meetings without purpose, Unproductive routines and social pressures consume attention. Question every commitment. If it does not align with goals or produce meaningful outcomes, eliminate or delegate it. Time is finite. Energy is limited. Every moment spent on low-value tasks is a moment lost forever in terms of future opportunity. Vigilance in this area is critical for protecting long-term earnings. Finally, recognize that guarding time and energy is a lifelong practice. It requires continuous awareness, reflection, prioritization, and adjustment. The habits you develop now compound over years. Protecting energy today allows higher value work tomorrow. By treating time and energy as assets, you make strategic decisions that produce sustainable results. Wealth, opportunity, and personal growth are amplified when these resources are managed intentionally. Your future earnings depend not on mere activity, but on disciplined, focused, and strategic use of your most limited assets. Those who guard time and energy carefully experience freedom, control, and predictability in life. Every decision to protect focus, avoid distractions, and invest energy strategically builds a foundation for long-term security. Opportunities that might have been lost to fatigue, distraction, or depletion become accessible. Productivity is maximized, and results compound. By respecting your most precious resources, you secure the ability to act, create, and earn consistently over time. Guarding time and energy is not optional. It is essential for anyone seeking lasting income, independence, and influence. Without protection, resources are consumed, decisions degrade, and potential diminishes. By prioritizing what matters, eliminating what does not, and investing energy in high-impact actions, you ensure that each day contributes to growth, skill, and wealth. Every hour guarded today is an asset that works for your future. Your ability to generate earnings, build opportunity, and achieve freedom depends on the discipline to preserve and allocate time and energy wisely.
Chapter 8. Experiment with new ideas that could create passive income. Experimenting with new ideas that could create passive income is one of the most exciting and transformative strategies you can adopt. Many people remain stuck in routines, trading hours for dollars, believing that consistent work alone guarantees security. They ignore opportunities to create systems, investments, or products that continue to generate value without constant attention. Passive income is not about luck. It is about initiative, creativity, and willingness to test new possibilities. Experimentation opens doors that fixed routines cannot, turning curiosity into opportunity and ideas into results. The most successful people are those willing to explore, test, and refine until a concept produces sustainable, recurring value. The first step is cultivating a mindset that embraces experimentation. Most people fear failure and therefore avoid trying anything new. They prefer safety, routine, and predictability, even if it produces limited results. To create passive income, you must see failure as a step toward understanding rather than a sign of defeat. Each experiment provides valuable information about what works and what does not. A mindset oriented toward learning and discovery transforms uncertainty into opportunity. Being willing to act, adjust, and improve is far more valuable than waiting for perfect conditions. Begin by observing problems and needs in your environment. Passive income often arises from identifying gaps that others overlook. Look around at industries, communities, or markets. Notice frustrations, inefficiencies, or unmet desires. Ask yourself, what solutions could I offer? What processes could I improve? Where could technology, skill, or knowledge create recurring value? Ideas for passive income come from attentiveness, curiosity, and a willingness to act on what you notice. Observation and thoughtful analysis precede action, ensuring experiments have a foundation rather than being random guesses. Start small and simple. You do not need a massive investment or perfect plan to begin. A simple idea tested consistently can reveal enormous potential. Small-scale experimentation reduces risk, allows quick feedback, and builds experience. You can adjust, refine, or pivot without losing substantial resources. The goal is to validate concepts in real-world conditions. Each experiment teaches lessons about feasibility, audience interest, and profitability. Small steps produce learning, which is the most valuable currency in creating passive income. Leverage your existing skills and resources. Many people overlook opportunities because they feel they need new knowledge or massive capital. Passive income can start with what you already possess: expertise, connections, equipment, or time. Applying your existing strengths creatively often produces the fastest result. For example, a skill you already excel at can be turned into online courses, digital products, or consulting systems that generate recurring income. Using what you have reduces barriers and increases the likelihood of success. Experimentation becomes easier when aligned with current capability. Test assumptions systematically. Each idea carries assumptions about demand, feasibility, and returns. Before committing large resources, conduct small experiments to validate these assumptions. Surveys, prototypes, pilot projects, or small-scale launches provide insight without excessive risk. Testing assumptions protects energy, time, and money, while building confidence in viable ideas. Every experiment provides data to refine the approach. Systematic testing ensures that when you scale, the effort invested produces meaningful results rather than wasted time. Focus on ideas that have the potential to scale. Some passive income ideas work only in small contexts, while others can expand and grow significantly. Evaluate potential reach, repeatability, and sustainability. Systems that scale allow one effort to produce multiple returns without continuous input. For example, a product sold online can reach thousands of customers, while a local service might require proportional effort for each client. Prioritize ideas that allow growth, ensuring that your experiments lead to long-term value rather than temporary gains. Document and measure outcomes. Every experiment should include clear metrics to track results. Revenue, engagement, efficiency, and sustainability are examples of measures that indicate progress. Without measurement, you cannot determine what works or where improvements are needed. Data-driven reflection turns uncertainty into insight. Recording observations, successes, and challenges allows refinement and builds a knowledge base for future experiments. Measurement transforms experimentation from guesswork into strategic action. Learn from failures quickly. Not every idea will succeed, and that is part of the process. Failure is information, not judgment. Each unsuccessful attempt reveals limitations, adjustments needed, or conditions required for success. Embrace failures as opportunities to iterate. The faster you learn from mistakes, the faster you refine experiments and discover profitable paths. Resilience, adaptability, and persistence are essential traits for anyone exploring passive income. What separates successful individuals from others is the ability to learn and act on lessons from setbacks, rather than being discouraged by them. Diversify experiments to increase opportunity. Relying on a single idea or approach limits potential. Explore multiple avenues that could produce recurring value. Experimentation in parallel spreads risk and allows you to discover multiple income streams. Diversification ensures that failure in one experiment does not derail overall progress. When one concept succeeds, it can support or complement others, multiplying results. A portfolio approach to experimentation maximizes opportunity while preserving energy, resources, and confidence. Invest time in learning new methods. Passive income often requires approaches that differ from traditional work. Digital platforms, content creation,
Automation tools, affiliate programs, or investment vehicles may be unfamiliar at first. Dedicate time to understanding mechanics, best practices, and potential pitfalls. Knowledge reduces mistakes and increases efficiency, allowing experiments to reach viability faster. Continuous learning ensures that each effort has a higher probability of producing meaningful, recurring results. Leverage networks and collaboration. You do not need to experiment alone. Connections, mentors or peers can provide insight, validation, or support. Collaborating can reduce risk, expand reach, and generate ideas you might not conceive alone. Seek feedback from trusted sources and adjust experiments accordingly. Networks amplify results, provide accountability, and offer perspectives that improve the quality of decisions. Many passive income streams emerge not just from individual effort, but from strategic collaboration. Commit to consistency. Experimentation is not a one-time effort. It requires repeated attempts, continuous adjustment, and persistence. A single trial rarely produces maximum results. Repeated action, combined with reflection and refinement, compounds learning and increases the likelihood of success. The more consistent your effort, the faster you identify viable ideas and develop systems that produce recurring income. Discipline in experimentation ensures momentum, insight, and tangible results over time. Protect energy during experimentation. Not every idea deserves full effort. Prioritize time and focus for experiments that align with skills, resources, and goals. Avoid overcommitting or chasing every opportunity impulsively. Strategic energy allocation preserves your capacity to think clearly, act decisively, and evaluate outcomes rationally. Protecting energy ensures that experimentation remains productive rather than exhausting, increasing the likelihood of sustained passive income creation. Document processes for replication. Once an experiment produces positive results, create a system to repeat it reliably. A single success becomes valuable only when it can be reproduced and scaled. Systems allow passive income to continue without constant intervention. Clear documentation reduces errors, ensures consistency, and creates a foundation for growth. By combining experimentation with systemization, ideas transition from isolated attempts into sustainable recurring revenue streams. Reflect on value created, not just effort. Passive income is judged by its ability to generate consistent returns without ongoing effort. Focus on activities that continue producing results after the initial investment of time or resources. Assess outcomes objectively. Ideas that produce long-term value should receive attention, refinement, and scale. Ideas that consume effort without meaningful return should be adjusted or abandoned. Reflection ensures that experimentation leads to productive, sustainable, and profitable results. Stay curious and open to unconventional ideas. Many passive income streams come from thinking differently, exploring trends, or combining skills in unique ways. Curiosity fuels innovation, allowing you to discover opportunities others overlook. Openness to novelty encourages experimentation without fear of judgment. The more you explore, the more possibilities emerge. Innovation often emerges at the intersection of observation, creativity, and willingness to act on small, calculated ideas. Leverage technology to accelerate experiment. Online platforms, automation tools, digital marketing, and analytics provide the ability to test ideas faster and reach wider audiences. Technology reduces barriers, decreases manual effort, and provides measurable results. Experiments executed using available tools have higher efficiency and visibility. By integrating technology thoughtfully, you can test more ideas in less time, measure outcomes accurately, and scale successful concepts quickly. Plan for scaling early. Once an experiment shows potential, prepare for growth. Anticipate processes, resources, and systems needed to handle increased demand. Planning ahead allows smooth expansion, ensures quality, and maximizes return. Scaling transforms small experiments into significant, long-term passive income streams. Thoughtful preparation prevents early success from being limited by logistical constraints, resource gaps, or inefficiency. Finally, embrace a mindset of lifelong experimentation. Passive income is not a one-time event. Markets, trends, and opportunities evolve constantly. Regularly testing, refining, and innovating ensures that income streams remain viable and grow over time. The willingness to experiment, adapt, and apply lessons learned transforms curiosity into financial independence. By cultivating the habit of experimentation, every day presents opportunities to create systems, investments, or products that generate recurring value indefinitely. Those who consistently experiment with ideas cultivate freedom, security, and wealth. Each trial provides insight, each refinement increases efficiency, and each successful implementation produces recurring income. Small experiments compounded over months and years produce extraordinary outcomes. The discipline to observe, test, measure, and scale is the foundation of sustainable passive income. Freedom emerges not from luck, but from consistent, deliberate, and thoughtful experimentation combined with strategic action. Experimentation is the bridge between potential and result. It transforms curiosity into opportunity, ideas into assets, and effort into ongoing returns. By observing needs, testing ideas, refining processes, and scaling successful results, you convert creativity into financial security. Every small idea attempted thoughtfully has the potential to become a recurring source of income. The more willing you are to act, learn, and adapt, the faster your passive income streams grow, providing freedom, independence, and long-term wealth.
Chapter 9. Strengthen patience to watch long-term rewards unfold naturally. Strengthening patience to watch long-term rewards unfold is one of the most powerful qualities anyone can cultivate. Most people want results immediately. They want success, income, recognition, or growth now rather than later. This desire for instant gratification often leads to frustration, poor decisions, and missed opportunities. True wealth, mastery, and lasting achievement are not built in a day. They require consistent effort, discipline, and the ability to delay immediate rewards for larger, more meaningful gains. Patience is not passive, it is active, strategic, and intentional. It allows time for effort, planning, and compounding to produce extraordinary results. The first step is understanding the value of time. Long-term rewards cannot be rushed. They emerge from actions repeated consistently over months and years. Compounding, whether in skills, relationships, investments, or knowledge, requires time to unfold. A single effort might produce small results, but sustained effort accumulates into something far greater than what could be achieved with impatience. Patience allows you to participate fully in the process, understanding that each small action contributes to a much larger outcome. Recognizing this truth changes how you approach every decision, every task, and every challenge. Develop a mindset that separates effort from outcome. Many people become discouraged when they do not see immediate results. They equate effort with immediate reward, which is unrealistic. Patience requires faith in the process and trust that consistent action produces results over time. Focus on actions within your control rather than obsessing over outcomes. The effort you make daily, even if invisible now, compounds silently and steadily. By committing to disciplined work without attachment to instant recognition, you create conditions for long-term success. Visualize long-term rewards. Imagine the financial security, personal growth, or independence you aim to achieve. Visualization reinforces patience
by providing motivation during periods when results are slow or invisible. Seeing the bigger picture helps endure temporary discomfort or setbacks. It reminds you that the work you do today lays the foundation for stability, freedom, and achievement tomorrow. The ability to see beyond the immediate moment keeps energy, focus, and persistence strong. Break long-term goals into smaller milestones. One of the most effective ways to strengthen patience is to create visible markers of progress. Milestones provide feedback, celebrate achievements, and sustain motivation. While ultimate rewards may take years, smaller wins along the way reassure you that your effort is producing results. These incremental successes act as proof that consistency is effective. Patience grows naturally when progress is visible, even if the final goal is far ahead. Focus on habits, not outcomes. Patience is reinforced through disciplined daily routines. The work you do repeatedly shapes long-term results. Whether it is saving a small amount of money each week, learning new skills daily, or building systems for passive income, the repetition matters more than instant outcomes. Habits compound over time, creating a trajectory towards success. By concentrating on consistent action rather than immediate gratification, patience becomes a natural byproduct of structured living. Learn to manage discomfort. Patience often requires enduring periods of uncertainty, delay, or temporary setback. Most people quit when the effort seems disproportionate to visible rewards. Strengthening patience involves training yourself to tolerate discomfort without abandoning action. Difficult moments are not failures, they are part of the process. Every challenge you endure with consistency strengthens your ability to wait for larger gains. Patience grows when you maintain focus during periods when results are slow or invisible. Understand the dangers of impulsivity. Impatience leads to hasty decisions, wasted resources, and inconsistent effort. Many people abandon projects, investments, or habits too soon because they cannot wait for results. The long-term rewards are missed because of short-term reaction. Strengthening patience involves resisting the urge to act impulsively and maintaining commitment to strategic, measured action. Each choice made thoughtfully, rather than in haste, compounds into lasting results. Impulsivity diminishes potential, while patience preserves it. Focus on long-term learning and skill building. True rewards come from growth that cannot be accelerated artificially. Skills, knowledge, and experience require time to develop. Patience allows you to dedicate consistent effort to learning, reflection, and improvement. Each day spent growing, experimenting, or improving adds to future success. The compounding of skills produces results far greater than quick wins. Patience allows you to invest in yourself fully, understanding that the benefits will appear over time. Celebrate process over result. When you focus on long-term rewards, it is easy to become frustrated with slow progress. Instead, value the learning, discipline, and growth occurring in the present moment. Every step forward, even if small, is a building block for your ultimate achievement. Patience is reinforced when you appreciate the effort itself, recognizing that each action accumulates and contributes to future outcomes. Enjoying the journey strengthens perseverance and commitment. Develop resilience alongside patient. Challenges, setbacks, and obstacles are inevitable when pursuing long-term rewards. The patient person does not abandon goals at the first sign of difficulty. Resilience allows you to endure, adapt, and continue despite temporary setbacks. Every difficulty faced and overcome reinforces your ability to wait and persist. Patience and resilience are intertwined, one supports the other. Long-term rewards are only accessible to those willing to remain consistent in the face of adversity. Track your progress over time. Patience is easier to maintain when you can see the trajectory of your efforts. Keep records of actions taken, improvements made, and results achieved. Reviewing this history demonstrates that progress is occurring, even if slow. Tracking creates accountability. reinforces consistent effort, and provides tangible evidence that persistence is effective. The longer you track, the more visible the power of patience becomes, showing that compounding effort produces exponential results. Delay gratification intentionally. One of the clearest ways to strengthen patience is to practice delayed gratification. Choose long-term benefits over immediate pleasure. Avoid impulsive consumption or reactive decision-making. Every instance of restraint reinforces your ability to wait for larger rewards. Practicing discipline in small areas of life builds the capacity to handle larger challenges that require sustained effort. Delayed gratification transforms short-term discomfort into long-term success. Learn from role models. Observe people who achieved long-term success. Study their strategies, routines, and mindset. Notice how they handled setbacks, maintained focus, and cultivated patience over years. Their examples provide proof that disciplined, consistent effort produces results. Role models demonstrate that persistence pays, patience compounds, and long-term thinking generates outcomes far greater than immediate action alone. Learning from others reduces trial and error and strengthens resolve. Create environments that reinforce patience. Surround yourself with individuals who value long-term thinking and consistent effort. Avoid cultures of instant gratification or constant comparison. Environments influence behavior, focus, and mindset. By creating spaces where patience is valued, supported, and modeled, you reduce the temptation to react impulsively or seek immediate results. Your surroundings shape your ability to remain committed to long-term goals. Focus on compounding effort. Small actions repeated over time produce exponential results. Patience allows compounding to occur. Whether it is financial investments, skill development, or business growth, the impact of consistent effort grows exponentially over months and years. Understanding the power of compounding reinforces patience because it shows that delayed results are not lost. They are building silently in the background. Every consistent action today produces multiple returns in the future. Avoid comparison with others. Patience is undermined when you measure progress against someone else's timeline. Everyone's journey is unique. Comparing yourself to others leads to frustration, impulsive decisions, and loss of focus. Strengthen patience by committing to your path, observing your own progress, and trusting that consistent effort produces results on your timeline. Long-term rewards emerge for those who persist rather than those who chase external validation. Maintain focus on strategic priority. Patience is more effective when applied to high-impact activities. Avoid spreading effort across low-value tasks. Concentrate on actions that align with long-term goals. Focus ensures that waiting is purposeful rather than passive. Effort directed toward meaningful objectives compounds in value, reinforcing the importance of patience. The more intentional your actions, the greater the reward over time. Use setbacks as lessons. Every delay, obstacle, or failure teaches something valuable. Patience allows you to observe, analyze, and adapt rather than react emotionally. Each lesson strengthens your strategy and improves future results. Long-term rewards often appear after repeated trials, mistakes, and refinement. Patience transforms setbacks into stepping stones, demonstrating that delayed success is more sustainable than instant achievement. Finally, integrate patience into daily life. Approach work, finances, relationships, and personal growth with the understanding that effort accumulates. Trust the process, focus on disciplined action, and allow results to unfold naturally. Patience is active, requiring persistence, reflection, and intentionality. By cultivating patience, you maximize the impact of your effort, leverage the power of time, and create conditions where long-term rewards emerge without forcing or rushing them. The patient person builds wealth, skill, influence, and fulfillment steadily, confidently, and sustainably. Those who master patience experience freedom, confidence, and stability.
Each action taken consistently, each habit reinforced, and each challenge endured compounds into substantial outcomes. Impulsivity is replaced by strategic action, frustration by trust, and anxiety by discipline. Long-term rewards unfold naturally because they are supported by intentional effort, resilience, and consistent focus. Patience is the silent engine of achievement, transforming daily work into lasting results and ordinary action into extraordinary success.
Chapter 10. Commit daily actions that quietly compound into lasting freedom. Committing to daily actions that quietly compound into lasting freedom is the most important step anyone can take toward independence, wealth, and personal growth. Many people underestimate the power of small, consistent actions. They focus on big gestures, instant results, or dramatic changes, believing that transformation requires extraordinary effort. The truth is that freedom is rarely the result of sudden breakthroughs. It emerges from ordinary actions repeated consistently over time. Each day offers an opportunity to plant seeds that, with persistence and care, grow into results far beyond what could have been imagined. The discipline to act daily, even in small ways, is what separates those who achieve lasting freedom from those who drift through life, reacting to circumstances. The first step is understanding the principle of compounding. Compounding is often associated with money, but it applies to knowledge, skills, habits, relationships, and personal development. Small efforts, when repeated consistently, accumulate into significant outcomes. Writing a few sentences each day, learning a new skill, saving a small amount, or creating a simple system might feel insignificant in isolation. However, over weeks, months, and years, these actions build upon each other, creating exponential growth. Compounding rewards patience, persistence, and consistency, turning seemingly minor efforts into lasting results. Focus on actions that align with your goals. Not every task produces meaningful compounding effects. Each day, identify actions that contribute to long-term freedom, whether financial, personal, or professional. These actions are often invisible in the short term, but have profound cumulative impact. They might include setting aside money, reading and learning, building systems, networking, or practicing discipline. Prioritizing high-value daily actions ensures that your effort produces meaningful results over time. Daily discipline compounds faster when directed toward the right priorities. Start small, but be consistent. Consistency is more powerful than intensity. A small habit repeated every day is far more effective than sporadic bursts of effort. Consistency creates momentum, builds trust in yourself, and establishes a foundation for long-term growth. For example, saving a small percentage of income consistently will eventually create financial security. Learning a few concepts daily expands knowledge steadily. Writing a single page a day eventually produces a book. Freedom is not created overnight. It is cultivated through steady, persistent effort that grows silently. Track progress and measure outcomes. Monitoring your actions keeps momentum alive and ensures that compounding is occurring. Daily reflection allows you to adjust, improve, and remain accountable. Recording small wins reinforces motivation and reminds you that progress, while often invisible, is happening. Measuring impact transforms abstract effort into tangible results, providing the feedback needed to sustain consistency over the long term. Without tracking, daily actions can feel insignificant and motivation may fade, undermining the power of compounding. Guard against distractions and low-value activities. Every day, energy and focus are limited. Choosing where to invest time is critical for compounding results.
Avoid trivial activities that provide immediate gratification but little long-term value. Protect time for high-priority actions that build skills, income, systems, or relationships. The small sacrifices made today, resisting distraction, limiting entertainment, or declining unnecessary obligations, compound into greater freedom tomorrow. Discipline in daily action ensures that energy is preserved for the activities that matter most. Automate and systematize actions when possible. Consistency is easier when processes are structured. Create routines that embed important actions into daily life automatically. Financial contributions can be automated, habits can be scheduled, and systems can be designed to operate with minimal attention. Automation ensures that compounding continues even when life becomes busy or unpredictable. A structured approach removes the reliance on willpower alone, making daily action effortless and sustainable. Systems allow small, repeated efforts to accumulate into significant outcomes. Leverage your existing resources and strength. Compounding grows fastest when daily actions build on your current skills, knowledge, or assets. Use what you already know, own, or can access to create incremental gains. Each small application of skill or resource adds value over time. For example, turning a hobby into a routine practice can lead to skill mastery or passive income. Compounding is enhanced when efforts align with personal strengths, allowing momentum to develop naturally and results to grow steadily. Learn from mistakes and refine action. Daily commitment does not require perfection. Mistakes are inevitable and provide insight into better approaches. Reflect on what works and adjust actions accordingly. Continuous refinement ensures that efforts compound effectively rather than stagnate. Small corrections accumulate as well, improving efficiency and outcomes over time. Patience, observation, and adjustment amplify the power of daily consistency, allowing actions to produce greater and more sustainable results. Prioritize learning and self-improvement. Knowledge compounds in the same way as financial investments. Reading, studying, practicing, and applying new concepts daily expands capability over time. Small increments of learning, if consistent, create expertise that can open doors to new opportunities, higher income, and personal freedom. Daily investment in yourself multiplies returns because skills, wisdom, and experience accumulate exponentially. Committing to self-growth every day ensures that freedom emerges naturally as a result of capability. Build routines that reinforce compounding. Daily habits, such as planning, reviewing goals, journaling progress, and prioritizing important tasks, create structure. Routines make actions automatic, reducing the chance of skipping important steps. Over time, these habits become second nature, ensuring that compounding occurs without requiring constant willpower or decision-making. Structured routines multiply effort because they turn discipline into a predictable, reliable system. Each repetition strengthens momentum and produces incremental gains that accumulate quietly but powerfully. Protect energy and focus. Consistency is ineffective if effort is diluted or wasted. Prioritize rest, nutrition, and mental clarity to ensure daily actions are productive. Guarding energy allows high-value work to occur efficiently, ensuring compounding is maximized. When focus is maintained, actions are sharper, decisions are better, and results accumulate faster. Energy preservation is a key factor in long-term success because compounding requires both consistency and quality of effort. Embrace delayed gratification. Daily actions that compound often do not provide immediate rewards. The ability to act consistently without instant recognition is critical. Saving money, building systems, and improving skills may produce no immediate benefit,
but over time, they yield significant freedom. Strengthening the ability to delay gratification reinforces commitment to daily action. Patience and trust in the process are essential companions to compounding, ensuring that small daily efforts lead to substantial long-term outcomes. Leverage the power of momentum. As actions accumulate, results begin to reinforce themselves. One small success today motivates further effort tomorrow. Compounding is not linear. It accelerates once a foundation is established. Early consistency creates a base that grows naturally over time, increasing speed and impact. Recognizing and harnessing momentum allows compounding to work more effectively, turning daily effort into lasting freedom faster than isolated bursts of work. Diversify actions to maximize impact. Compounding is strengthened when multiple areas of life are improved simultaneously. Financial savings, skill development, relationship building, health, and personal habits all benefit from daily attention. Each area compounds in its own way, producing multiple streams of growth. By acting consistently in diverse areas, you create a network of compounding effects, reinforcing freedom and opportunity across multiple dimensions of life. Celebrate incremental progress. Even small achievements contribute to long-term freedom. Recognizing minor wins reinforces motivation and commitment to daily actions. Compounding relies on repeated action, and celebrating progress strengthens persistence. The satisfaction of knowing that consistent effort produces results encourages further action, creating a positive feedback loop that enhances compounding and accelerates freedom. Maintain a long-term perspective. Daily actions might feel insignificant in the moment, but they accumulate into meaningful outcomes over years. Trust in the process, focus on consistency, and understand that each step contributes to a larger trajectory. Long-term thinking protects against discouragement and impatience, allowing compounding to reach its full potential. Perspective turns small repeated efforts into extraordinary results when measured over time. Leverage accountability and support. Sharing goals, progress, and commitments with trusted individuals reinforces consistency. Accountability provides external motivation and encourages persistence, especially during periods of fatigue or distraction. Supportive networks amplify the effects of daily actions by providing guidance, encouragement, and feedback. Compounding is accelerated when consistency is reinforced socially, ensuring that daily actions are sustained and meaningful. Document processes for replication. Once routines and actions are effective, create systems that make them repeatable and scalable. Recording steps, procedures, and outcomes ensures consistency, reduces errors, and allows for refinement. Systems allow compounding to continue even when attention is divided or circumstances change. Documentation transforms isolated actions into reliable processes that produce consistent results over time. Finally, embrace daily commitment as a lifestyle. Freedom is not the result of isolated effort, but of disciplined, repeated action. Each day presents opportunities to invest in yourself, your income, and your systems. Small actions quietly accumulate into significant results, producing financial independence, skill mastery, personal growth, and freedom. Commitment, consistency, and focus are the invisible forces behind compounding. By acting daily, trusting the process, and refining efforts, long-term freedom becomes inevitable, and the life you desire emerges naturally from the choices you make every day. Those who master daily compounding experience independence, confidence, and abundance. They are not reliant on luck, external validation, or sudden windfalls. Instead, they cultivate small, consistent actions that grow steadily and reliably. Over months and years, these efforts transform into systems, knowledge, assets, and habits that generate lasting freedom. Daily commitment, no matter how small, is the most powerful tool anyone possesses to create the life they want.